All right, welcome in everybody. Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the iRacing Fast Series 360 wing sprint cars tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte. A new Monday series here. This will be the second week that we've covered these guys. Got a copy of their new logo today. Got them up here so you can get an idea of what you're looking for when you go looking around for these guys. They're doing these in the hosted sessions right now so they can build up the league a little bit. Just letting anybody come in race that wants to come race. So our field's starting to fill in towards the end of practice, which is kind of a typical deal with hosted racing. Ready for a great night of action here on the Dirt Racing Network. Got this series right here. And following these guys, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, is going to be Dirt Slingers 410 Outlaw Series, the Wicked Energy Gum Series. Be sure to stay tuned in for that, guys. Don't be afraid to give likes, shares, follows. Start some watch parties. Everybody enjoy the great racing tonight. Mike Peterson going to be in with you for the call in the second race. I got you all the way through this one. Field's starting to fill in a little bit. See how many of these guys are still here at the end. Last week was a little bit of a war of attrition. Different track tonight. That was Eldora, usually very slick, very fast, a lot of action. This track stays tacky for the better part of the evening most of the time. There'll be some good two-wide racing on this one. Practice about to wind down. As soon as practice is over, we will go to our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, thank you, Mr. Foley. Great rendition of our national anthem. These guys are about done with their qualifying session here right now. Scott Bellum, the quick qualifier. Craig Dunn showing up a little late to the practice session, but he puts it on the inside of the front row for heat number 2. Mason Hannigan, Skylar Castor, Brett, and Brandon Steele, the top 5 in qualifying. Getting ready to see 3 heat races for you. Looks like we're going to be about 6 to 8 cars per heat race. Gridding out on the front stretch for us. We'll get these guys in here. On the pole in the 7 machine, going to be Scott Bellum, and to his outside, Skylar Castor in the 12 car. Row 2 on the inside. Oops, wrong button. Timothy Alwyn in the 10 car, the 17 of Clayton and Ruston. Jeremy Zarfos, the Wicked Cushion machine on the inside of row number 3, and some reason Trading Paints has shut down. I am not happy about that again. But I will get that fixed for you guys here just real quick. You're going to hear a ding in just a second as Trading Paints tries to start back up. Or maybe it doesn't. All right, so Trading Paints. Everybody was complaining about this on our forum earlier today. It looks like there is still going to be a problem. Trading Paints somehow shutting down, but I do know that the 119 car there is going to be Jeremy Zarfos, and the 110 going to be Jacob Brown. So it's going to be a little different than what we're used to seeing as far as the visuals. Going to see all iRacing paints, it looks like. This Trading Paints apparently is on the fritz. So, we will get going with what we got here. They are about to go green out of turn number 4. Bellum and Castor on the front row. Ten all laps. Looks like everybody's going to make our feature tonight. Green flag is in the air. 5 cars started this one. Jacob Brown still in the infield. But right now, Scott Bellum out in front of the field by a good distance, heading down into turn number 3. Skylar Castor down on the bottom. The red and white car working his way into position number 2. He's running the bottom line, finding a little bit of traction, but the momentum off the top side there. Castor back to 3rd now. Timothy Aylwin has gotten around him in the 10 car. Jeremy Zarfos working through the middle, now cuts it down to the bottom in 3 and 4. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. Didn't get there. Keep him in 4th. Working lap number 4 here of 10. Bellum still out in front. Half a second. Castor, the 12 car, being shown in the 3rd position. He has been giving chase to Aylwin the entire time. Now Aylwin with a mistake, and Zarfos is going to capitalize, and so does Castor. Castor had to give just a little bit right there, and that's going to let Zarfos slide right through into position number 2 in turn 2. On the high side, Zarfos got his hands full. Timothy Aylwin on the inside right there, the 10 machine. Working the bottom, finding plenty of grip. Going to come to 3 to go. Everybody chasing Scott Bellum, the yellow car out in front. We're watching the best battle on the track right now. Battle for 2nd. Zarfos looks like he's going to secure that away from Aylwin. Aylwin in 3rd with a mistake right there down the backstretch, and he gives up 3rd. Skylar Castor around him. Put Castor in 3rd, Aylwin back to 4th. Clayton Rustin running in the 5th spot just behind these guys. But out front, he'll see the white flag. Will he be there when the checkers fall? Zarfos is catching him. Scott Bellum takes the white flag first. Zarfos making the charge. Good run through the middle of 1 and 2. Will he throw the slider in 3 and 4? Yes, he will. Comes across the nose. Give the heat race win to Jeremy Zarfos from the back to the front. Bellum 2nd, Aylwin, Carter, and Rustin rounding out the field. Hey, guys, if you're over in YouTube or Twitch, be sure to say hi in chat. I can see all of that. All right, so heat number 2, getting out on the front stretch for us. 5 cars scheduled to be in this one once again. Kind of a small field. You know how it is when it gets cold out. Everything shrinks a little bit. Just saying. Let's try this one more time here. I don't think they're going to come up, but we'll give it a shot. All right, heat 2 on the pole. The Flying Aussie, the 057. That's going to be Craig Dunn on his outside. In the 5 machine, Brandon Steele. On the inside of row number 2 in the 181, Brent Hobson. And to his outside, Jimmy Mars. Rolling the 2 car. Scott King going to start shotgun on the field in the 19. That's our 5 cars. They got 10 laps. Everybody's going to the feature, so nobody has to worry too much. No, Brent, I saw several posts on the Facebook groups and a couple on the forums about trading paints having some kind of an issue. So that'll make it interesting until they figure out how to fix that. Got to see these old default paint schemes. Everybody's a big fan of paying, $25 a year for the pro version of that, and then it's broke about every 6 or 10 weeks. All right, green this time out of turn number 4, Dunn and Steele on the front row for heat race number 2. The Flying Aussie ready to jump on the throttle. Out of turn 4, he is on the gas and the green flag is in the air. Brandon Steele straight to the top side through turns 1 and 2. Made up just a little bit of the ground he lost getting down into turn 1. He is closing in on the push bar of the 057 car right there. These guys battling up front for the lead. Jimmy Mars in third. Scott King and Brent Hobson running at the back. There's your slide job for the lead. New leader. 5 car. Brandon Steele at the line. Dunn falls back in behind him. Now goes right up against the fence, and you can see the amount of ground he made up by running, almost laying up there on the fence. Steele looks like he's going in the middle and sliding the car up the hill. Dunn is able to keep the momentum up right on the top side. Now Steele keeps the right rear up on the cushion. Dunn cutting underneath. Slide job in 1 and 2. Going to be Craig Dunn to the front temporarily. Too much momentum on the top side. Brandon Steele right back around him on the exit. Here comes some paint schemes, it looks like. SteelCycles.com machine to the front, even if it's just temporarily in front of the wicked cushion machine of Dunn. Scott King in fourth, Scott King in third, Jimmy Mars in the 4th spot. Brent Hobson is taking his car into the infield. Some kind of mechanical problems. We're watching the battle for first and second right here. These two have stayed on the screen since the drop of the green flag, and they are not about to let each other go. 3 to go that time by. Both cars now running right up against the outside wall. And Dunn goes right through the middle in turns 3 and 4. 2 to go. Scott King back in the 3rd spot. Jimmy Mars falling back to 4th, but he's making a little bit of ground up. Just going to run out of laps. He's probably going to finish right there in that top 4. The white flag over heat race number 2, and Dunn stays on the top side. He's got Brandon Steele trying to chase him down through the final 2 corners. Dunn's going to win it. Steele second. King in third. Jimmy Mars coming home in 4th. But as I said, it looks like everybody is going to make the feature tonight. Hello, Brett Wheeler. Oh, my little kiwi cream puff. All right. Heat race number 3. Final heat race. Gridding out on the front stretch for us. The Dirt Armada number 22. Mason, the Little Hurricane Hannigan on the pole. And to his outside, Top Gun Motorsports driver in the 15, Carter Chevalier. Row 2 on the inside. The 75 machine going to be Cameron Date. Hope that's right. And on his outside in the iRacing Craftsman Tools number 31, that is David Matheny. So only 4 of the 6 cars making the call. They're all going to make the feature. We'll not have any consolation races from the looks of things, and we will probably skip straight to their warm-up session and then right into their feature, 35 laps. The scheduled distance. Hannigan and the Chevalier are going to bring us to the green, this time off turn 4, 10 laps. Everybody bunched up tight. Mason Hannigan holding them back. Now jumps on the gas. Green flag is in the air. Final heat race of the evening underway. Hannigan right through the middle of 1 and 2. Grabs the lead down the backstretch. Chevalier tried to put it down in there low. Wasn't able to make it stick. Had to back it out. Hannigan leading lap number 1. Cameron Date looks like he is going to get around the inside. He had a nose in on Chevalier. By the slimmest of Martians, Carter Chevalier hangs on to it at the line at the end of lap 2. Now the high side momentum is starting to show. Chevalier getting away from the 75 machine. David Matheny back here running in the 4 spot. He's about 9/10 of a second behind the leader. Just about 1.1 covering the entire field. But Mason Hannigan way out in front of these two right here, Chevalier and Date. That might be Diate. I'll have to ask him. You get open sessions like this, you get names you don't recognize. Easy to get confused halfway home right there. Still Hannigan in front of Chevalier. Chevalier now starting to get away from the 75 machine of Cameron Diate. We'll go with that. David Matheny back here in 4th now has fallen quite a bit back. He's fallen a good distance off of 3rd place. So these guys getting pretty spread out. Probably not going to see a caution in this one unless one of them makes a mistake all alone here. 2 to go this time off turn number 4. Looks like right now everybody's trying to make their tracks up on the top side except for Cameron Diate, and he was running through the middle. Hannigan picking up the white flag, 1 to go. Final heat race of this series tonight. Our 3rd one of the evening. Looks like Mason Hannigan's picking up the heat race win in number 3. Chevalier, Diate, and Matheny going to round out the field. Probably going to skip here all the way to the warm-up session. And then we'll get ready to go all the way into our feature. Get everybody out here on the track. These guys will get just a little bit of warm-up while we're waiting for them to do that. You are watching the Dirt Racing Network live coverage of the 360 iRacing Fast Series presented by JZ iRacing Photography and Duke Superstores. These guys in their 2nd week right here. They've been hosting these things in open sessions to try to grow the league. So if you're interested in running with these guys on Monday nights at 7:30 Eastern, be looking for hosted sessions by Carter Chevalier for the series. All right, practice session winding down. 35 lap feature about to get out on the track here. Show number 1 of 2 tonight here on the Dirt Racing Network. Don't forget, 9 Eastern. Dirt Slingers going to be live with their Wicked Energy Gum 410 Pro Series. But business at hand on the track first. Going to see the 7-car Scott Bellum out on the pole for this one. To his outside. Going to be the 22 of Mason Hannigan. Craig Dunn going to start inside row number 2 with Jeremy Zarfos on his outside. Brandon Steele inside row number 3 with Carter Chevalier on the outside of him. Row 4 on the inside. Timothy Aylwin, the 10 car. The 19 of Scott King on the outside of that row. Row 5, Cameron Diate, the 75 machine on the inside. Skylar Castor in the 12. Row 6, inside the 2, Jimmy Mars. 31 of David Matheny on the outside of that row. And on the back, starting in the 13th position, going to be Brent Hobson. So 13 cars are making up this feature field. 35 laps. Go by fairly quickly here. Track looks like it's still got a couple of good lines in it. We'll see how many of these guys utilize that strange line down in 3 and 4 where you go in low and you come out in the middle. 1 and 2, you're either down at the bottom or you're right up at the top. Not a whole lot anywhere else in 1 and 2 on this track. 13 of them for week number 2, about to get the green flag. We are waiting for Bellum to jump on the throttle and get us going here. And off of turn 4, he does just that, and we are racing. 3 wide immediately down in turn 1, and Hannigan gets away from that on the top side, and he's already making a bid for the lead. Shoots to the inside. Had the spot away from Bellum for just a second, but Bellum found the momentum off the top side. Able to take it back at the line now. Slide job again in 1 and 2. Good crossover move, Scott Bellum. Looking like he's got just a little experience. A new name to me. And he is able to get in here and mix it up pretty well with these guys. Jeremy Zarfos right in behind, and our first caution. Scott King's car. Backwards there. Turn 3 and 4. A little contact there. Looked like he was doing pretty good. Maybe that's turn 2 he was backwards in. Oh, down and in. That happened in front of him. 12 car of Castor got a little out of shape. I think Diate. And he made a little contact going down into turn 1. And that just kind of collected a couple more cars. And so King now going to be in front of the field behind the pace truck, and he's going to go ahead and get moving and get around and join the back. But at the front, Hannigan, Bellum, Zarfos, Dunn, Steele, Chevalier, Aylwin, Matheny, Mars, and Hobson. Our top 10 right now. It's a good battle at the front shaping up there. A little trading back and forth. We'll see if giving the point to Mr. Hannigan does settle things down just a little bit. Zarfos was chomping at the bit to get around Bellum. The lights are off on the pace truck. Lap 38 going to be the new white scheduled for this one. Hello, Joe White. All right, green off of turn number 4. Mason, the little Hurricane Hannigan out in front. And he's on the throttle. Green flag is flying. Jeremy Zarfos quickly taking a peek. Got back in line real quick before turn 1, and he's up on the high side right on the push bar of Scott Bellum. Bellum running the line I was talking about, in low and out through the middle. And right now he is holding off the hard charging Jeremy Zarfos. Little bobble in the middle of the corner. That's going to get Zarfos even with him on the outside down into 3. Zarfos pushes him down the hill a little, goes up to the cushion. He's got the spot. Moves Zarfos to P2. Scott Bellum back to 3rd, and here comes Steel City. Brandon Steele slid across Craig Dunn's nose. A little contact there. Dunn bumps the wall. He is going to fall back to 7th, but put Steele in 4th. Chevalier into 5th. Aylwin, and then Dunn. Right behind Dunn, David Matheny, Jimmy Mars, and Brent Hobson. Out in front, Mason Hannigan holding off the field. But Jeremy Zarfos now giving him a run. Closing in a little here and a little there. Another caution. Might not have been King. Might have been Chevalier that time. Looks like damage on the front of that car. We'll see what happened to Carter. Into turns 3 and 4. Finds the wall. Car pops free right there beside Craig Dunn. Nothing Craig can do. A little bit of a bump. Bangs him back into the outside fence. So Carter into the work area. Castor into the work area. Aylwin is done. King is still on pit road. Still Hannigan, now Zarfos, then Bellum, Steele, Matheny, Mars, Hobson, Dunn, Diates, and Chevalier, who ran into the work area, got the nose of the car fixed, and is back on the track. Lap 41 going to be the white flag now. For everybody keeping score at home. And never mind that it says lap 13 of 100. If we can get to 41 on this run, that will end it. Pace truck should duck off right here on the back stretch, and we're going to go green out of turn number 4. Mason Hannigan still on the point. Hannigan on the throttle, green flag's back in the air. We're back underway. Around through 3 and 4, big battle back here. Mars and Matheny with a little bit of contact through turns 1 and 2. Hobson now taking advantage of that. He goes 2 for 1 and 3 and 4. But Mars has the run on the high side. Put Jimmy Mars back into 5th now. Slide job, and that might lock the spot. Chevalier Castor. Skylar Castor. Major damage to the front of the 12 car. Little contact there with Matheny. Big tumble for him. That'll definitely mess up your day. So we'll change the white flag once again. Castor in the infield. That's 2 cautions in a row where he's gone in. So that car may have to sit there for a while. Still Hannigan, Zarfos, Bellum, Steele, and Hops in the top 5. Mars, Matheny, Diates, Dunn, and Chevalier are top 10. 44 going to be the new white flag. One more time around behind the safety truck, and we will get the green flag. See if we can run the last 25 laps of this one out. Oh, look at Jeremy Zarfos right there. All right, off of turn 4. Mason Hannigan will bring us back to the green. Racing once again. Top 3 on the screen. Bellum running in third right there. Track starting to develop the bumps down the backstretch we're used to seeing here. These guys starting to run high in 1 and 2, through the middle in 3 and 4. Zarfos trying to catch up, trying to make time here. Trying to get up there, maybe worry Hannigan a little. Now he's close enough. Good run through the center of 3 and 4 that time. Going to lose a little ground through 1 and 2. Wasn't able to keep it right up on the wall. They go back through that same line in turns 3 and 4 that he used the lap previous. These two now starting to get away just a touch from Scott Bellum running third. Brandon Steele is fourth. Brett Hobson still running in the 5th spot. Matheny and Mars trading spots back and forth. Now Matheny. Ooh, big slide job. He wasn't able to hold it. Squeezes close, and Jimmy Mars contact, and you watched it live. Chevalier nowhere to go when Mars got turned sideways. So a little contact there. Mars will be heading into the work area, I am sure. Trying to get that car fixed. Carter Chevalier in 10th. Already in the infield. So go back and take a look here at what our top 10 is. It's Hannigan, Zarfos, Bellum, Steele, Hobson, Dunn, Matheny, Diates, and Mars. Carter Chevalier's 10th place machine in the infield. A lot of damage on that car. He hit Jimmy Mars pretty hard right there. So we down around 20 to go. When we go back to green, a lap 47, our new white flag. The little Hurricane, Paul. It is Randy's boy, Mason. See a few of these guys in action here in just a little while in the Dirt Slingers 410 Pro Series. Those guys racing for a pretty good payday. End of the season, be handing out around $3,500 in cash and prizes. They are going to be starting week number 5 tonight from Lanier here at 9 Eastern. Don't forget to tune back in. Mike Peterson be on the call for that. But right now, going back to green. 20 laps to go in this one. Hannigan on the throttle. Green flag back in the air. Zarfos timed him up well. Jeremy Zarfos, slider through 1 and 2, not able to get there. Lost a bunch of ground on the momentum from the high side to Hannigan. Now makes some of it back up through 3 and 4. Here comes Bellum. Bellum closing the gap. Brandon Steele in that 4th position. Craig Dunn got around Hobson. He is up to 5th. The Flying Aussie making tracks back to the front. He got bumped into the wall a little earlier, lost a bunch of spots. Now, one by one, picking them off, and he's closing in on the 5 car, Brandon Steele. Dunn sets the car early. There's a car in the fence. That was Bellum's car. Scott Bellum. I'm going to say he went into turns 3 and 4, slid right up across the cushion, put the right rear into the fence. We're watching the 7 car right here. Up a little too quick, cross the marbles, right into the fence. And that'll drop you to the back pretty quick. Now Bellum had to tow, so he's going to have to sit and wait for the tow cycle to run through. He'll be a couple of laps down when he gets back on the track. A lap 50, the new white flag. So right at the halfway point right here. Hannigan, Zarfos, Steele, Dunn, Hobson, Matheny, Mars, and then Bellum, Diates, and King. All right now. Cars several laps down. Bellum King Diates off the track. So 16 left in this one when we get the green here. Hannigan about to bring us back to it. On the throttle, and once again, Zarfos timed it fairly good. Think he had to back off to keep from running over the back of. Now he finds the outside fence, gets the car out of shape a little bit, but able to hang on in front of Brandon Steele. Craig Dunn, the 057 car lurking. Steele making a move up beside Zarfos. Mason Hannigan found the outside wall. He gives up the lead. Put Zarfos to the point. Here comes the 2-for-1 slider from Brandon Steele. Steele, your leader at the line. So 2 lead changes in 1 lap. Zarfos back on the inside, takes it back away. Now the battle for second. 4 cars. Dunn, Hannigan, Steele, Hobson, all right there. 3 wide on the entry to turn number 1. Big crossover move. Dunn losing a lot of momentum. It's Hannigan off the top side into second. Steele is third. Dunn hanging on to fourth in front of Hobson. Good battle right now going on right here. These front 6 cars. Zarfos got the lead away. Now he's able to put about a quarter second between himself and Mason Hannigan. 11 laps to go. Hannigan in second, the orange machine right there in the center of the screen. Brendan Steele running third. Craig Dunn running fourth. And Brent Hobson having his hands full for just a second. Matheny got to the inside, but too much momentum off the top side, and Dunn able to hang on. Now he's got to run up beside Brandon Steele for third. New third place car, the Flying Aussie Craig Dunn. Put the 057 on the podium. Zarfos extending out a little bit over Hannigan. Picked up another 10th the last couple of laps. Jeremy Zarfos very smooth right now. Coming down to 7 to go this time by. 19 car. Out in front. That is a Blaney Sim Racing machine. J&B Medical Mohawk on that car. Craig Dunn up to third. Had gotten around Steele. Now starting to close in on Hannigan. Lost a little ground off turn 4. Steele not giving up. These guys at 5 to go. 5 to go that time by. Jeremy Zarfos, 1.7 seconds now. Hannigan has lost over a second since the last time we checked the gap. Jeremy Zarfos having an easy time of it. Mason Hannigan's got his hands full. Here comes the Aussie. Down on the inside, not able to make it work in turns 1 and 2. He'll try again in 3 and 4. Just decides to stay in line, bide his time, and close the gap back up. 3 laps to go. Now Dunn around Hannigan for position number 2. So make it Zarfos, Hannigan, and here comes Brandon Steele. 2 to go that time by. Hannigan back on the top side, takes third. White flag this time. Jeremy Zarfos at the line. Dunn in second. Hannigan now comfortably in third. But coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. He's going to pick up the win this week. Jeremy Zarfos wins the Fast Series 360s at Charlotte. Craig Dunn and Mason Hannigan rounding out your podium. So we'll see if Jeremy and Craig come to visit with us here. Hopefully we can get these three. We'll give these guys just a second, see if they join us in the TeamSpeak chat. Hannigan is here. I'm not sure who our new user there is, but we'll find out in just a moment. Craig Dunn, second place. And Jeremy Zarfos. All right, going to get our three podium guys in here to interview real quick. Let's get our first one down here with us. Mason Hannigan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, heck of a battle. You were up there in the front for a little while. Jeremy gets by, and then you got your hands full with Mr. Dunn for a while there, man. Talk to us about the race and this podium finish, buddy.
Yeah, it was good all night. Just kind of messed up there in the feature by hitting the wall all the time, so just making improvements for all the upcoming races here. Overall, the racing was good. You know, just looking for increase of car amounts per week. So the league's good. We're getting good car counts. We're getting good racing. So hopefully the league can get a little better here before long, and it should be all right.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit here on the broadcast that you guys are leaving this in the open sessions so you can build up the league. Anything anybody needs to know, especially anybody they need to contact if they need information.
Yeah, if you have any questions, ask me or Carter Chevalier, and we'll answer your questions. We know everything about it, and we'll get you what you need.
All right, man. Well, I'm sure you got a few sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to, and then kind of hoping we get to see you here in about an hour or so over at Dirt Slingers.
Yeah, I'll definitely be at Dirt Slingers. Thank you to Dirt Amada, 19 Designs for all the cars that he does, and especially the logo that he just did for the league. So appreciate it. Jay-Z, iRacing Photography, all the guys at SETI, Wicked Cushion, all them guys that help out.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on third. And like I said a minute ago, we look forward to seeing you here in a little bit over at Dirt Slingers.
Will do, and thank you.
All right. Your third place finisher, Mason Hannigan. Get in here, and we will grab Craig Dunn real quick.
Slid me early in.
Hey, Craig Dunn, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Roger.
All right. Now the Flying Aussie. Finally got to see your paint scheme before the end of the race there, man. You come home second. A great job. You got bumped back early. Talk to us about getting bumped back and how you had to fight back through to come home second.
Yeah, look, I think it was Brennan Steele that sort of threw a slide job, and I stayed in it probably a little too long. I lifted, but it was just not early enough, and yeah, it got me squirrely, and then I was unlucky. I got knocked back, and then sort of continued to get a little bit of unluck, but it worked out. We used our fast repair and started again from the back, and it worked out all right.
It looked like the track was very racy. Had a couple of lines, but everybody was running very high in 1 and 2, and that weird low through the middle kind of on exit turns 3 and 4. That line just seems to kind of work to make up ground on people. Why is that?
I'm not sure. It was definitely predominantly high. I was running high in 3 and 4 as well, and it was working. And then as the race got on, sort of with probably 10 to go, there was a lane just off the top, sort of 3/4 high, which was really good in 3 and 4. You could still hold it wide open and run it towards the outside fence. But yeah, look, I think the tracks are pretty good since this last update. You can find lines where there never used to be a line, so I think that's good, and it's changing it up. So I can't complain.
All right, man. Well, a fantastic run. Second tonight. I'm sure you've got some sponsors you want to thank before we let you go celebrate.
Yeah, obviously you guys for broadcasting. Obviously my teammates at Team SETI, Wicked Cushion, Wicked Energy Gum, Cognitive Warrior, 19 Designs. There's heaps of guys, so I'd like to thank all them. Congrats to Jeremy Zarfos for the win, and Mason for coming in third there. It was a good race. It was fun. I needed probably another 5 or 10 laps. Maybe I had something for Jeremy, but that's the way it goes.
All right, man. Well, a great run anyway. Second place tonight. Thanks for talking with us. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Roger. Have a good one, mate.
Your second place finisher, Craig Dunn, and now on to the winner. He picks up the victory here. And certainly, Jeremy Zarfos, you got a copy.
I do.
All right, you pick up the win tonight, man. A good job there. You look like you stayed patient. You got around everybody once you got to the lead. Just kind of checked out on them, man. Talk to us about the track and the race tonight and how you picked up this victory.
Well, I'd like to say I was being patient. It was just trying to keep up with Mason. I haven't run a lot of laps lately, so it was for me. It was sort of getting reacclimated a little, running some laps on the cushion. I'm not very good up there, so there's some laps felt like I was hanging on. Other laps I made up some ground, but it was just a ton of fun. I jumped in here super late, didn't make a lap in my qualifying, and sort of winging it, to be honest. So sometimes I guess not overthinking it makes you better.
Well, yeah, sometimes what you don't know is the best thing. But looked like the track kind of went through just a little bit of a change. I was talking to Craig about it and a couple of different lines there, man. Where did you find all your speed at?
Early on, it was right on the top and sort of a slider line in 3 and 4. This track has always had a pretty good, dive it deep into 3 and let it slide up off of 4. It's always worked here for some reason from the day, iRacing launched this track. But it was mainly around the top, and you could run it really, really hard. And as the race went on, it kind of changed a little. I think 1 and 2, it was like a little slider line to the middle, and then top off of exit of 2. And then 3 and 4, you move. I think I moved around 4 or 5 different times, tried everything. But at the end, just like Craig was saying, there's a lane right off the cushion. You could run it wide open. The car got like super tight. I had to move the wing forward because there was running out of fuel. But you could run it really, really hard through 3 and 4, and my lap times got good. So I'm glad I found it. It sounded like Craig did too. And if I didn't, he probably would have ran me down even faster.
All right, man. Well, I'm sure you got a pile of sponsors you want to give a shout out to before we let you get to celebrating.
I don't know if I remember how to do this, but Dave Blaney Racing Sim Team, Mohawk Northeast, Ryan Blaney Family Foundation. I got the paint done by Billy Rowley at I think it's Paints by the Tuna Can or Tuna Paints by Billy or something like that. But did a great job on this car. Looks great, and all my guys at the DB Sim Team. I know we haven't been on a whole lot, but hopefully we're on more this fall.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on picking up the victory. We look forward to speaking to you again in the very near future.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mason, for having me.
All right. Your winner tonight, Jeremy Zarfos. Craig Dunn was second. Mason Hannigan came home third. That is going to do it for us. iRacing Fast Series 360 Sprint Cars. Get a hold of Mason Hannigan. Get a hold of Carter Chevalier if you're interested in running this every Monday night, 7:30 Eastern. That will wrap it up for us tonight. Congratulations again to Jeremy Zarfos on picking up that win. Guys, don't forget, in about 35 minutes, Dirt Slingers Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series going to be live. Mike Peterson going to be back in the booth with you for the call. I'll be down running race control. But until then, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget your likes, your shares, and your follows. Keep it 35.